Gee, what it do? What it do? Welcome back. It's another episode, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. Well, the opinions are never watered down, my boy.
Never,
Hot takes always on the menu, bruh. Every episode,
ever.
got them hot takes, my boy. How you doing out there in the
Opinions.
DFW? Ain't that what they call
Hey,
it?
man.
DFW.
The DF and the W. Dallas Fort Worth, baby. You know what it is out here playing like a champion. No excuses, playing like a champion. How I always do, how I always bring it. Like you said, these opinions coming unfiltered.
No
No
doubt. No
powder.
doubt. Hey, because we got a lot to get into, but bruh, did you realize 61 days till college football kickoff?
Yes, sir.
Week
Yes,
zero,
sir.
August
Hey,
27th. Week
hey,
zero.
football. That football fever coming on your boy fast. It's coming fast, brother.
74 days into the NFL regular
You,
season, September 9th.
You know it always happens once basketball season is. Luckily,
Yeah.
we got a little bit of entertainment with the World Cup, you know what I'm saying, in action. The USA got a good chance to break the round of 32,
Hey, they
the
might get to the round
knockout
of
round.
16, bro. And they might get. I
They
mean,
might,
is,
man. They
is
might.
it do it seem like a little bit of a setup because they haven't had to play any of the top 20 teams in the world? Yeah, it seemed like a bit of a setup, but we'll take
Yeah, you know.
we'll take it. You know what I'm
We
saying?
lost the turkey game, but we didn't play, you know what I'm saying, our starters. A lot of reserves got a chance to get in. Pulisic got in, our
He
best
looked like he
player.
was healthy, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah. So
going
that's
for
encouraging, but you never know, man. You
if
know,
they
we
make the
just got
round of 8, I call it a win. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they
they
lose this
right
next
there.
game, it's awful. They supposed to win this next game, though. You know what
Who
I'm
they
saying?
play the next game? Is it Egypt?
Nah, it's some team they supposed to beat the brakes off of for real. It shouldn't be close for real. It shouldn't be close.
I might have to go down to Texas Live and check it out, man. They say check Texas Live is a huge venue with a lot of different restaurants, but they got like the big screen TVs out there, and you know that's where a lot of people go to enjoy the matchups. Of course, they got some of the games at AT&T Stadium. They got games out in Fort Worth. Man, it's you know the national soccer teams from all over the world, they out here representing. You know
Right.
what I mean? I was out here, what was it, a couple weeks ago when Mexico, well, last week actually, when Mexico beat Japan. And I just went to a little late night restaurant. It was filled with a bunch of Mexican jerseys, you know what I'm saying, celebrating the win.
And they
Very,
play Bosnia.
very festive atmosphere, you know,
Yeah.
and it's everywhere, you know, it's everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely at a point now where if they get one more victory, they can call it a successful World Cup. You know what I'm saying? One more win, they can call it a
Nah,
success.
when they just had to knock one more win, get them out the knockout round, right?
No, they out of that. That's why they didn't have to play their people the other day. You know what I'm saying? They're in the round of 32 now.
They're in the round of 30, so they'll have to play the knockout round.
Nah, they're in the round of 32, and I don't know.
Bet.
Yeah, so as long as they beat them, they get to the 16. We'll call it a win. You know what I'm saying? Call it a win.
Most definitely, man. Let's go
Yeah.
USA. Even though I don't feel very patriotic these days, I can root for the soccer team. But
Right, right,
that
right.
fucker in office, fuck him and the horse he rode in on, and everybody else who's pulling for him. Fuck you too.
Well, man, we got a lot to get
Unfiltered.
into. Blockbuster trades, you know what I'm saying? Some trash to take out with your boy, your Bama alum, you know what I'm saying? But you know where we got to start.
Roll
You know
tide.
where
But
we got to start.
damn.
Yeah, damn. In Miami, my boy, the Giannis move, the move that he been trying to make for 3-4 years now and just didn't want to say it. You know what I'm saying? He been wanting out. I don't know why he tried to fake the funk in Milwaukee.
Back in the funk.
Yeah, he been wanting out since the year after that title they won. Boy, stop. But let's get into it though, man. So they get a package of Hero and what's the boy's name? Jaquez.
Yeah.
My first question before we get to the Giannis part, let's quickly touch.
Kyle Ware.
Yeah,
Kasparas Yakachonis, whatever,
yeah,
however you say his name. Kasparas.
yeah. Let's quickly touch the Milwaukee piece. Did they get enough?
Did Milwaukee get enough?
Yeah,
It's, you know what I'm saying, with Giannis, it's diminishing returns. I mean, he if he had a pulled this off, or they had a made this trade a few years ago, 2 years ago, then absolutely not. You know what I mean? But they were going to lose him eventually. They weren't going anywhere with him. They got pieces. I don't know how big of a deal it is. I know a lot of people are stuck on it being seven um, first round picks, but a bunch of those
It's
are
like
pick
four pick
swaps.
swaps, and
Yeah, you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So, and then they got a couple of unprotected picks, but nothing that really puts Miami at in a bind, and nothing that really puts Milwaukee in a position to rebuild early. This is going to be a long time rebuild. Milwaukee is a small town market, right? So they're not in a position to where they can continuously pay big time contracts. They're probably going to eventually let Tyler Hero walk. So, I think this trade was kind of a wash.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
didn't move
I
the
probably
needle for both teams for me as far
yeah,
as
I probably come down with
Miami's.
it was okay for both teams. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Both teams did okay. You know what I'm
right.
saying? It wasn't. I'm not because now I guess
Um,
we can roll into the Giannis thing because will he win in Miami? I don't think so.
Not as currently constructed. It's I want to see the brother get back to where he's competing for championships. Now, is that more a indictment on Giannis's true ability to be a championship contender with some of the holes he have in his game? We will see, depending on what Miami is able to put around him in the next year or so. Because this move for this Miami team does not move them into title contention
Not for
as
this
of
year.
yet.
Yeah, because I
As
was
of
looking
yet,
at.
they
I think
still
your boy
got
Winter was saying they basically got $18 million left. They can hope to open up a little bit more by restructuring Wiggins. They're probably gonna lose Powell, which they say the only way they can really keep him is he would have to take a big discount. And with the money he's made so far, not to say he hadn't made no money, but this would be his first time coming off an all-star season. He's not taking no discount, dog.
no, he's not. He's
He not
not.
taking
I was going to say that Norman Powell, like you said, is more than likely not going to be there. And then what do you have in the backcourt? You got there. I heard some rumblings about getting Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
How
I saw that
awful of
too.
a trade would that be? With now you got your three main pieces depending on what else happens, what I'm saying? Wiggins a decent enough shooter, but nothing, you don't have to, pay too much attention to Wiggins. He's not going to kill you from the outside.
Right,
We know that Giannis can't shoot from the three. We know Bam will shoot from the three, but he's not that great of a 3-point shooter outside of the night he went off for 83. They got Kobe fans upset for what I don't fucking know, but that's another
right,
story for another day. But
right,
yeah, right now Giannis is not in the best position to get off of is it, what I'm saying, is it over for his championship winning days? Not
right.
with this Miami Heat team.
Right. Yeah, I heard it. I saw a rumor yesterday about them trying to get Ja Morant and maybe giving up Wiggins to get him. You know what I'm saying? To get Ja to run the point.
That's a whole nother, we got to have a whole nother podcast to discuss John Morant's fall off.
Yeah, yeah. And that man, for real, because my question is it over for him? Because it looked like it a little bit last year, like he lost something, dog. He couldn't elevate for real. He was, I don't know, maybe he was injured. I don't know. But he didn't look right last year,
When
dog.
you saw him play last year, that's
Yeah, that's
what
what I'm
we're
saying.
talking about.
When he was out there, dog, he didn't look like Ja Morant at all, dog. I'm like, I don't know, and shooting 20-some% from three, it was awful, dog. It was terrible, dog, like terrible. So I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
man. I don't know. Could that work? I could see that working. You know what I'm saying? If they did that, you know,
How?
I'm saying if Ja could get back to a semblance
If
of
he
what
can,
he was,
okay.
you know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't saying this Ja. I'm saying if he just needs a change of scenery and that revitalizes him a little bit, that would be a good move for Miami. Would you take the shot, Ja for Wiggins? Would you take a shot at it?
I mean, I would. I'm
I
not
would
gonna
too.
sit up here and, what I'm saying, say that job. didn't give us something, but that something he gave us was so long ago. It seems like it looks like it was in the rearview mirror. We don't see him, working on his body. He's the same size he was when he came into the league. His jump shot never improved from the outside. He's
Well, it
still just a
improved, but now it's regressed again. It's like,
well, I'm saying, when you look at where he was at when he came into where he is now, yeah,
right.
his first 2 seasons, you saw some improvement, but it started regressing after that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and his professionalism remains a question.
yeah. Yeah, if I'm Miami, though, I mean, again, it's just a rumor that I saw. Now, I would probably have to take a shot at it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the only way I think you got a shot of being viable this year. You know what I'm saying? You would need somebody like Ja to return to what he was to give you a shot at winning this year. If not, I'm with you. We talking next year and the year after before we talking anything about a title. You know what I'm saying? Or being in
Absolutely.
contention. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And let's put the focus back on Giannis. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
What does it say about his career on the trajectory he was on if he's not able to win another championship? It's been a minute since he won the title, right? And remember when they won it, and that's been the case for a lot of the last few years. Every team that win it, okay, except for maybe this Knicks team, where everybody had the belief that this team or the champion was going to more than likely repeat. And so remember when they won it and he put up the 50 points in the closeout game, and
Right.
I kept trying to tell y'all that he wasn't a closer even though he had that great game. It's not been a healthy run of title contention. You have some people, some teams, they don't win the title, but at least they're making it back to the conference finals, right? At least one season after they win the
You could
title.
directly tie a lot of that to his health, though, like because one of the years they were the number one seed, he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? They got bounced. You know what I'm saying? So
But that's part of it. You know what I'm
that's part
saying?
of it, right? That's
His
part
health,
of it.
his health, and
He's
when
played
he
8 out
was
of their 16 playoff games since then.
when he was fairly healthy, they never got back to title contention. They
Yeah,
never got back to it. They was getting bounced in the first round, and again, you could attribute it to health. But if that's if that's been your history for 5 years, just like we talk about, or just like the consistent person that I am, once you start getting injured and you're not able to continue to compete like that, then that diminishes, what I'm saying, your superstar status in some in when you look at the overall play of said player. Now, he's still putting up numbers, but when you talk about Giannis and what I'm saying, his all-time greatness, he's still a superstar, don't get me wrong. But as far as his all-time greatness, it has taken a hit
yeah. When you
because he
start
has
talking
not
all
been
time great,
healthy
it's just
and they
about
have not been winning. I
yeah.
mean, not
It's
even
about the
not just
winning.
winning,
Yeah,
yeah, not just winning titles, but winning in the playoffs. That's
right.
not
In the
something
playoffs.
that they've been known to do since they won in
Yeah, when you
2020.
reach a certain
What
level,
was
him,
that? 21?
Joker, yeah, him, Joker, LeBron, and I mean those dudes. It's just about the winning at this point. That's all you can do to really improve your legacy. Durant, it's just the winning at this point. You know what I'm saying? That's why Durant gets forgotten about so much, even though he's had a long and he's just bouncing around now with no winning. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to that point, you know what I'm saying? I'm with you. It kind of
Yeah,
diminishes things. You know what I'm
it
saying? It's
loses steam. His legacy
yeah,
loses steam
you lose
until
some luster.
after.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
At
yeah,
that point,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So he need to win another one for me, dog. Y'all, I know y'all had him.
Well,
Y'all had, I think, when I project
a
when we did
lot
the
of people was
Rushmore.
having him as one of the
No, I'm
top
saying
4.
that's why I'm going back to when we did the Rushmore, and I had him on there. I remember I told y'all it's a projection. If he keeps winning, he stopped.
We just had to project that. That was last season.
That's what I'm
We did
saying.
that last
I'm
season.
saying, but he stopped winning now. So it's been like 5 years now, dog. You know what
But
I'm
we
saying?
had him on the power forward Mount Rushmore, right?
Yeah, power forward, Mount Rushmore.
So in one season, you drop him off the power forward Mount
No,
Rushmore.
it had, but the thing, it hadn't been one
So
season.
that tells me that you didn't really
No,
believe
what tells me
he was
I
one
didn't
of the
expect
greatest
him to
four
throw
power
another
forwards.
season up of injury plague, no playoffs again. I wasn't expecting that again this year. No playoffs, injury plagued. At some point, dog, you got to stay healthy, dog. You know what I'm saying? At some
Fair
point.
enough, but he didn't have enough bricks in his pants to support the elevation that you had him on, is what I'm saying. If one season takes him off of the Mount Rushmore, then did he really belong on that Mount Rushmore? Power
I
forwards.
can still put his resume against any of them dudes you said. Tell me I can't.
You okay? Here's the thing,
Tell
and
me
he
I
might.
can't.
You can pull up the 2 MVPs and the 1 championship, and then when you compare
Defensive players of the year, don't forget them.
you can put them up against Charles Barkley and Dirk Nowitzki and
All
all of
of
that.
them.
But
All of them.
here's what I've been trying to impress upon you two clowns when it comes to
See,
the
why we gotta be a
the
clown?
because y'all clowns, man. You're inconsistent. You're inconsistent, bro. I also include in my assessment, it's not about just the championships because there's a team that to me
I
that's
didn't
a
even bring
team
up
award.
championships. You
It
did.
does have merit, but you also have to look at their skill set and their impact to the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
which he has. So your argument is moot.
the skill set for me was enough to not put him on the Mount Rushmore. And I'm not saying he's an all-time great player. He's in my top 30.
Then if you just go,
Even with the two
then
MVP.
Shaq didn't have no big ass skill set like that. Come on, dog.
This is what I'm saying, bro.
Come on,
Shaq
dog.
had a unstoppability force about himself
So does Giannis.
that you can't deny.
So does Giannis.
Okay. When we talk about these players, we kind of, because we got to look at their skill set when you extrapolate that against other great players that played in other eras, right? That's what we do. That's what we do. We always ask that question: could this player play in the 80s? Could this player play in said era? Do we not do that?
We do it for everybody but one person, but go ahead.
Who we don't do it for?
Go ahead.
Who we don't do
Go
it for?
ahead. Go ahead. I'm not going there today. We're
Who
not
we don't do it for?
not
No,
coming
no,
up
no.
today. Not coming up today,
I know you don't say. I know you ain't
except in
saying
this topic.
LeBron.
Until we get to his topic, I ain't talking about it.
Man, I know that. Okay, I'm gonna say this: you are out of your mind if no one discusses if LeBron could play in another era. Stop it! Stop that! I know you're not saying that. You need to tell me the player that you're talking about. But anyway,
Moving
yeah,
on.
it for me with Giannis. You know what I'm saying? We've always talked about the holes in his game, like him not having a great post move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His dependency on being able to get downhill. You know what I'm saying? Taking true point guards out of their element because he has to have a ball in his hands.
I agree, but you can't deny the dominance, though. I get it. His style is not for everybody. I get it. I get it. But he can play in any era. He'd be great in any era. The only thing he's missing is
I
more
don't think
winning.
he'd be great.
So that's why I'm so focused on the winning. The only thing he's missing is more winning.
Well, I'll take that back because when you play and when you look at the 80s and 90s and how they played, you know, teams had to they could not play zone. They had to play man to man, and you could not come off of a player unless they were within a certain distance or whatever.
Right. And with his skill set, he would have torched some of their asses.
He would have. So I'll refrain from saying he couldn't play in all eras, but there's an element to his game that doesn't seem unstoppable.
Yeah, is it limited in ways?
Exactly.
Yeah, sure
that's
it's limited, but that limited part works like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, with the accolades that he has and the numbers that he puts up, he on the power forward thing. It's just how high can he get at this point? Yeah. And the winning is the only thing that's going to get him there. That's why I'm harping winning.
So who you putting back on real quick? Who you putting back on your Mount Rushmore? Because you on who you didn't have on there? Because I know we
I had
had
Barkley,
Tim
Duncan.
Duncan, Karl Malone,
Yeah, and him. That's who I had.
Barkley. You had Barkley.
Yeah, I had
Oh,
Barkley, Duncan, Malone, and him.
I had KG.
Yeah,
I had Barkley and KG.
right. So I mean, for me, it's still a toss up with him and KG because if you look at them apples to apples, the numbers say Giannis. You know what I'm saying?
This is how I know, you know what I'm saying? Because you got Barkley on there. His accolades, as far as he has an MVP season, but he don't have no defensive player of the year. He really wasn't a great defender. I think he may have been a rebound champion a couple of years.
He
So
was.
his accolades, when you stack it up against Giannis's, but who you taking, Barkley or Giannis?
Ooh. Ooh.
That ain't a hard question.
But I'm a Chuck fan though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little biased in that. Barkley, one of my favorite players of all time, especially young Barkley. You know what I'm saying? He's one of my favorite players of all time. You
You
know
ain't got Barkley over Tim Duncan, do you?
hell no, dog. Get the hell out of here now.
You know who did? You know who constantly does that?
Oh,
think about it. Who in our group comes with the foolishness almost all the time? You ain't seen that?
no,
You have
I
not
have
seen
not.
that. Oh, bro. I'm gonna have to tag you the next time he say some of that crazy shit, man. I
Yeah,
just
but
wow,
man, to finish, man, that's wild, dog. To finish up on Giannis, will he
extra.
get another title, dog, before it's all said and done?
Man, I can't say that he won't. He's going to have to get the right pieces to Miami or be traded to another team with the right pieces.
Nah, I'm gonna go. He won't in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Unless he, like I said, they can find a way. All these rumors flying around. It depends on what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I heard
LeBron
I
can
heard
put some
Bronny
shit
and
together.
LeBron being packaged up, sent to Miami. I heard
Nah, that wouldn't move the needle either.
I it would move it if they could do that and Ja. For me, that would move it a little bit.
Gosh,
You know what I'm saying?
you
That could
can't do
move it a little.
both. They ain't gonna be able to do both. Then
I
how
think
you fill out
wherever,
the rest of
in
your
order for
roster?
Bron to make a impact wherever, if he leaves in it, he's going to take less money, and he ain't shown the aptitude to want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Which I
We'll
ain't. I'm again. Let me say this for all the LeBroniacs. I'm not knocking him. Get your money. I'm not knocking him for it. I'm just saying that this state, the landscape, the way it's looking right now, nobody seems to be able to pay him a max contract. In all the scenarios that I've been seeing, the Lakers can't even do it. So it seems like wherever, like they're saying, if he go to Cleveland on a sign and trade, they still won't be able to pay him the max. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like he got some decisions to make this time when it
I
comes
don't
to
think
money.
I think he knows the economics of the situation, and you know what I'm saying.
Right.
We'll get to that. We got plenty
Yeah.
of time for it.
Yeah. We'll get to it.
We move, or do we want to just go ahead and dive on into it since we here?
Yeah. We there. Let's get to it,
All
man.
right.
Should the Lakers bring him back is the first thing.
No, they
Ooh.
shouldn't.
Ooh.
They
Okay.
shouldn't.
Let's stay
Number
there
one,
for a minute then. Why?
I'm tired of the Kobe fans. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to leave LA because the Kobe fans getting on my goddamn nerves. Like he
How so?
didn't bring the franchise back. Like he didn't bridge the gap that the huge gap, the Grand Canyon size gap that they had in performance from when before Kobe retired up until this point, you know what I'm saying? Bringing in AD, which led to Luca. So now he's bridged the gap for them to have their next superstar and have Showtime LA. So I mean,
I actually give you that. I actually agree with you on that point. I mean, it would have been better if he could have gave him a championship, but yeah.
he gave him a championship. Let's stop the bullshit. Let's not get into that bullshit, dog. Let's not do that. Soldier Boy, if he start talking that shit, swipe his ass upside the head. I know that's your daddy. I know, you know what I'm saying, he pay your rent or whatever. But hey, I need you to take your axe, your warhammer, and knock his ass upside the head, please and thank you. But no, yeah, for the Lakers, you got Luca, you got AR. you don't have the room to add to that roster to make them a championship contender. Will you, if you sign LeBron back, will you be a decent team? Yeah, you can be anywhere from three to I'd say that they won't be in the play-in spot with LeBron and bringing back Rui and maybe Marcus Smart and filling out, trying to find a decent defender that can give you some consistency rather than DeAndre Ayton. You know what I'm saying? But in order for them to start their championship phase of building a roster that can compete for a title, knowing what you got to deal with in the West with the Spurs and OKC. I'm not too sure Minnesota, and we'll talk about them in a minute, is that caliber of team just yet.
Right.
Denver's still there. However, they look like they are on the way down. And then you may have an up and coming team, maybe Utah, maybe that may, try
They
to
got a nice
rise.
starting five now. They got a
Yeah,
nice five.
we'll see what Phoenix can do, but you can pretty much start this rebuilding process and be in the mix depending on who you put around Luka and AR. We know the defensive deficiencies these two guys have. And in a chat I had with your boy DK and some of my UA alumni, one thing that I said is that, this them signing AR, the Lakers signing AR, and saving some cap space in the meantime in doing that, even though he signed a max deal, not the max deal that they could have offered him, because they could have offered him 5 years, 230.
Right,
What
right.
they did was exceed what any other team could sign him, right? So that gave them some flexibility to move and get other pieces in that can help to solidify their defensive rotation around Luka and AR. AR got to step his game up from a defensive standpoint. And I said he needs to add about 10 pounds of muscle, so that he can absorb them trying to bully him when they take him to the rim, or
Right.
him being able to shed off defenders when they play physically on him. We saw what OKC did to him. We saw the problems he had against the Spurs, what they did to him. They just get up all in him, and he can't do all that herky-jerky shit that he can get away with against teams that are not as physical. So, yeah, they have to move off of LeBron to build their championship roster around Luka and AR.
Yeah, I agree. I would probably move off at this point as well, unless, like I said, because I saw a couple things where in order to get Walker Kessler on the team, who they said they are interested in, LeBron would have to make between 15 and 20 million. I'm not sure he's willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? If he's willing to do that, I think you can make it work with Bron on the team. You know what I'm saying? Because they, like you said, they still need more. It can't just be Bron and then, okay, let's run it back with what we got. You know what I'm saying? Because you're probably going to lose Rui, who I think they need to resign. You know what I'm
They
saying?
need to resign Rui. Rui showed you.
Yeah, they need to resign.
Potential.
He can play. You know what I'm saying? They need to resign. He played defense.
The Black
The
Samurai,
three.
baby.
Yeah, they need to resign him. You know what I'm saying? So the ball really in Bron court at this point. Bron, you're a billionaire now, dog. I mean, okay, yeah, are you still worth 40, 50 million? Sure he is. I'm not gonna slight the man. Yeah, he is. You know what I'm saying? He still put butts in the seat and stuff, you know what I'm saying? On the road, you know what I'm saying? So it's time to take that pay cut and try to win you another title, Bron. You know what I'm saying? If you're serious
If he
about trying to win another
understands that.
title in LA,
Yeah.
it was
I
in
think he
LA.
understands that. It's
Yeah,
if his ego can accept that.
right.
He needs to take less to help the team win. But I think he understands that. It's the economics of the situation. You're not an investment that a team can make long term. You know what I'm saying?
3 years, $150
Right.
million. That's not
Teams that are in competition to win now don't have that much cap space to pay you.
right.
Teams that, are on the cusp you know what I'm saying, right below contender status, they need to add pieces. You know what I'm saying? They need to get younger in some instances. So
Right.
I'm gonna tell your team though. Now I'm not saying they'll be a championship contender. I want to see him play at Golden State, dog.
Ooh.
I want to see him play at. I want to see him play.
Him, Jimmy, and Steph.
Yeah, if they was able to keep Chris Stapps, because I think they do still have Chris Stapps'
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
Maybe add another centerpiece in this
They
draft.
added a big in the draft, so
Yeah. So I think if then Steph can stay healthy with Draymond, with LeBron, with Jimmy, with Chris Stapps. They got what's your boy coming off the bench, or not even off the bench, the curly hair guy. I can't think of his name right now.
Bajowski.
Yeah, him. Moody. They could
They'd
make
be
some
interesting.
noise.
They'd be an interesting team.
They can make some
LeBron.
noise.
But
Yeah.
let's say they won it. See, and I don't want to go here, but would that cheapen the fifth one for both of them?
No, because here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? They have not been, since they won the title in 22, they haven't been in the playoffs. They've been in the play-in and got bounced. They got in the playoffs one year, LeBron beat them. So, when you look at it, and what you're going to see is who LeBron played with. But most of the time, a lot of those players that they put under LeBron's bucket as who he's played with, they've been diminished. Not saying Steph is diminished, but he's not where he was. He's not what he was. Jimmy Butler, not what he was. So I don't think it's diminished. They both have not competed. They both not played for a championship or made it to the finals in a while. And then with the current NBA, you got the Spurs, you got you got OKC, you got Boston still, depending on what they do with Jaylen Brown. You got a lot of young and up and coming teams, you know what I'm saying? That have legitimately leveled up against
Right.
you. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So
I'm normally
it's
against
at
stuff
all.
like that. But in this, I don't want to see him go back. I don't want to see him go back to Cleveland. I don't want to see him go back to Miami. You know what I'm saying? It would be much more entertaining with him in the Golden State. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
If he gonna leave, you know what I'm saying?
I would love to see what we saw in the Olympics a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? That would be the hottest ticket in the league. It would be must-see TV for sure. Yeah. Now, again, I'm not saying that they're going to win a championship, you know what I'm saying? But they would.
Yeah, because it would still be a flaw. It would still be a flawed roster, but yeah.
Yeah, he would still have just as much as chance to win if he went back to LA and they didn't improve the roster around him.
Right.
Which I don't think they can. You said they could possibly if they were to get Walker Kessler, what's his name? Kessler Walker.
To me,
Kessler.
They have a better chance of LeBron taking a lower salary, signing Rudy, trying to get Walker Kessler. I like that team. Okay, maybe that team might have a chance. You know what I'm saying? They add another 3-point shooter. You know what I'm saying?
Right. If AR did what I said he needed to do, regardless if LeBron there's not, he got to add muscle. He ain't gonna get any quicker. You know what I'm saying? But he can play angles. And what happens when he does that, they just put their shoulder in his chest and he going backward. They get them any shot they want. If he able to add that muscle where they can't shed him or move him off his mark offensively, you know what I'm saying? He would be much more effective in the playoffs. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or against, because I've seen him in the regular season against OKC the last 2 years. He is, you know what I'm saying? It's like they just punk him. You know what I'm saying? He can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? And if he does, it's really not effective. He's not really drawing the attention of the defense where he's able to make plays for others. So yeah, he got to add muscle.
Yeah, and maybe it's just time to turn it over to Luka and get LeBron ass out the way. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to say it disrespectfully, but maybe
I'm not
time.
Taking that. I feel the same way. If I'm the Lakers, I'm not high on re-signing LeBron if I'm making a move to make this Lucas team. I'm looking first. If you sign the deal, if you lower your contract number, then yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let's look and see what we can add to it. But I'm not
Yeah, a
going out of my
15,
way.
$20 million LeBron is an asset. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? A $50 million LeBron is a hindrance. You know?
right. There's a weight. Yeah, at this age, because he got one, maybe 2 more years left.
Right, right. Yeah, we agree, man. It's gonna be interesting to see. Definitely gonna be some more to talk about NBA wise.
You thought I said they should sign him, and you was
I
waiting on
thought
that.
I thought you was gonna say it, though. I thought you
Nah,
were gonna say it.
I've been on that, man. The Lakers got to do what the Lakers got to do. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you know what I'm saying? In this point in LeBron's career, they can't, you know what I'm saying, bury themselves in, you know what I'm saying, in LeBron if they're trying to be an organization that wins. That's why,
Right.
you
Because
know,
my thing
I
too with
took the
Luca is
stance a couple of
you don't
years
know how
ago.
many good years he got left based on his
Right.
history of not being able to stay in shape. You better
Exactly.
get on it. You know what I'm saying? You better get on it if you're trying to win with Luca.
Right.
He could
Right.
be one of these dudes by 34 that shot. You know what I'm saying?
Done.
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 Yeah.
Looking like Larry Bird when he fell on the ground, just not,
Right.
just, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Seriously. He that could be Luca's future. You know what I'm saying? So they better get on it, dog. But speaking of the future, Minnesota, LaMelo Ball for your boy, basically your boy, man, I forget his name, the power forward.
Never
Nas,
lost.
Nas Reed.
Never lost.
Nas Reed, first rounders. Man, what does this do for Minnesota, dog? I'm torn on this one. Well, I'm not even torn. I think it's a step backward, dog. What's your thoughts, dog?
Yeah.
He inefficient. He still don't play no defense.
That one-legged step back 3-point jump shot. He don't
Still
play
be taking them
defense.
crazy ass threes all the
Yeah,
time.
I don't. Yeah, I didn't get them trading Nas Reed either. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for it. I know they needed a point guard.
Yeah,
I know they needed a point guard. But then what are you gonna do? Are you gonna try to play a bunch of guards around fucking Rudy?
that's what it looked like. It's got to be something else coming, dog. In my mind, I'm like,
What else? What else is?
they
Who's
say
else
they got
out
like a
there?
$33 million exception, mid-level exception, the largest exception in the history of basketball or something. So they can do something else because they got a trade exception that's, I think, $33 million. They need to do something else, dog. This team not ready. This not it, dog. And then are you just about to turn into a three-ball jacking team with Rudy under there trying to defend and get the rebounds, and you're just gonna be hoisting up a bunch of threes? I don't get it, dog.
Yeah, I don't see what they're building to help at win now.
Right.
You know what I'm
It make it
saying?
seem like Rodriguez, the dude, the new owner, Alex Rodriguez, don't know what the hell they doing, dog. Like
Yeah, because Rudy had what one good game against
he played a couple of games against
against
Joker.
Wemby.
Yeah,
You
and
know what I'm
Wemby.
saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, but you ain't gonna be able to count on that. You know what I'm saying?
no.
You ain't gonna be able to count on it because you can't get nothing from him offensively other than a couple rim runs and some putbacks. You know what I'm saying? But no, I mean Nas Reed was a big that could stretch the floor. You know what I'm saying? Uh Against the Spurs, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep Wemby in the paint with Rudy out there. I don't know. It depends on what they do extra. You know what I'm saying? Number one, I think they have enough on the perimeter with well, what's the number three? What's his name?
The sumo.
No. Jaden Daniels.
Jay Dan, yeah.
They got Osumu, they got the guy that played last year, I can't remember his name, the little coming off the bench. So they got enough around Dante DiVincenzo if he's able to come
Coming
back from
off the
his
injury,
injury.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now that's gonna be a whole year before he come
Yeah,
back.
got to be. We won't see him till like the end of next year,
I
probably.
don't even think we're gonna see him next year.
You might be right, because they say he tore it up pretty good, dog.
Yeah, we might not see him at all next year. You know what I'm saying? Because JT, all with he rushed himself back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can get out there and play, but you know what I'm saying? Can your body, you know what I'm saying, compensate for
Right.
the weakness of that, you know what I'm saying, that muscle or that tendon.
So they
You
got
know what I'm
LaMelo
saying?
and Josh Green. Then they got, and Charlotte got back Nas Reed, unprotected 2033, first round pick swaps in 28, 29, and 30, and then 3 second-round picks. I thought Charlotte did well in the trade. I like what they did.
Yeah, I like what Charlotte going with it.
Turning it over to Ingram, and I know everybody's saying the other boy, but I think they turning it over to Ingram. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Ingram played for the Toronto.
Not Ingram, but your boy from
Brandon Miller.
Miller. My bad. Yeah, Miller.
Brandon Miller.
They turning it over to him. You know what I'm saying? Not so much. I know Knipple had a good year, but I think Ingram gonna be the one. I mean, damn. I keep saying Miller gonna be the one. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I think he's gonna be the one.
Yeah. They definitely are, you know what I'm saying, making a move to make this Brandon Miller's team. You know, I know that LaMelo, you know, has his flaws, and those flaws did not improve when we seen him last. In a big spot, you know, he was inconsistent at best. He was still a defensive liability, and he takes away from what Charlotte had. So good move by Charlotte. You got you a playmaking big, right? And then I think they drafted well too.
Yeah. So I like what they did, man. I think you take Melo out the picture. Yes, give him his credit. They played well last year down the stretch. All right. He was a part of that. But also I can say he was a part of why it kind of fell apart too for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he still do some of the same things that he did.
Wasn't that Orlando?
Orlando,
yeah. That bounced him.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I'm like, I think they sold high. You know what I'm saying? His value was never going to be any higher than it is right now. You know what I'm saying? So I like what they did. I like the move from their perspective. I don't see it from Minnesota Spartans. Maybe they just going to play really fast. You know what I'm saying? But how does Rudy Gobert fit into that? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's why I say it's got to be something, because it doesn't fit right now. So are you trading Rudy at this point?
Let's put a pin in Minnesota's chances for right now to after the free agency period. You know what I'm saying?
And that leads us to, will it be time for Ant to be out then?
Exactly. I was gonna say, because this is the time to shine the light on Ant's ass, because he's been in the league. It's supposed to have been his league. He's allowed Wemby to come and take it. He's allowed Shai Gilgeous to pretty much take his shine. You know what I'm saying? SGA was the one that won. He's won 2 MVPs. He's won a title. And Ant was supposed to have been the guy that competed with Luka and Jokic for that best player in the world title, right?
Right.
A couple years ago, it was Ant was next, right? You know what I'm saying? He took out Denver. 1 year got to the conference finals. He took out Luka and LeBron. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Swept them boys. And so it's supposed to be his time to take, you know what I'm saying, take that step forward. And he has not done that. Now we saw him play exceptionally
I was about to say
last year with the injury.
I was about to say, I think his game has taken a step, but their winning hasn't. You know what I'm saying? As far as I think his game is better now, but the winning is not there. So I think he's getting to that point now. He's coming into that stage where we're going to start judging him on the winning at this point. You know?
I'm going to tell you what disappointed me with Ant. And it wasn't this past season's playoff loss. I think he played well, and they, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't enough to elevate them over the young guns. Now, and he could have played a lot better. He could have done more in certain points of those games, but it was more his injury to me. So he had an excuse. The year before, it looked like he didn't even belong on the court in some games against OKC last year. I was shocked at what I saw. And that what kind of got my spidey senses up, so to speak, when it comes to Ant-Man. Shout out to Marvel. But yeah, he has got to at some point take what was expected to be given to him. And he's had it ripped out of his hands. He was supposed to be the face of the league. He let it slip out his mouth. He didn't want that. And what has happened since then has been exactly that. You didn't want the best, you didn't want face of the league. So now the the basketball gods have spoken and said, okay, you don't want to be face of the league, you don't want no championships. Unfortunately, that's been his plight, and he's still got some time to turn it around, but it's that time now, this year, regardless of what they bring to Minnesota.
Right.
It is this year.
I agree, bro. I mean, like the standard is the standard. I say it all the time because I am Mr. Consistency. So I say it all. The standard is the standard when you're a great player. Period. He at a point now. You got enough time. You had enough time to marinate. You've been to conference finals. Whole deal. You got to break through at some point, dog. You know what I'm saying? If we already talking about Wemby in that front, in that, you know what I'm saying, in that context, then we got to talk about his ass in that context. You know what I'm saying? If Wemby expectations is title, he has got to be title too. You know what I'm saying? He's on that level. You know what I'm saying? If you're a player that's on that level, that's the expectation, dog.
See, but Wemby elevated that context. I mean, it came with some of the projections, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's supposed to be this, you know what I'm saying, this great player. And we were willing to give him time. And, I know that, you know what I'm saying, you say they overachieve, and that's, we can have that debate. But I think, Wemby put jet fuel on that backpack, the way that he talked this offseason, the way that he responded and acted in certain instances, to me, like we talked about a few weeks ago, was very performative. But since you want to, say those things and take that case and take that attitude, then yeah, now it's championship or bust for you, my guy.
Right. No doubt.
Every season.
Every year. I agree. But we'll see, man. Like I say, I don't believe in this move, man. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope Melo plays well. I like Melo, you know what I'm saying? But I don't like the way he plays a lot of the time, you know what I'm saying?
But we gonna have to. It's time for the media to hold Ant accountable. I feel like he don't get that criticism just yet. You know what I'm saying? And I know he said he didn't want to be the face of the league, but brother, your play, elevates you to a certain standard, right? Like you said, it elevates you in a certain category. At some point, you got to break through. Now, we can't, overhype his potential. Are we overhyping his potential? Should we tone it, dial it back?
I think this is a pivotal year. You kind of touched on it a minute ago. Well, I really don't give a damn what they do, dog. At this point, you know what I'm saying? You got to make a move one of these years, dog. This year, you know what I'm saying? You got to do something, dog. You know what I'm saying? To show us if you're really going to be in that group with Shea and Wemby. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be there? Joker. Are you there, or are you just an afterthought at this point? You know what I'm saying?
Because Luka even got to the
make
finals.
A lot of threes, great, awesome, dunk real well, fine. But are you in that group at this point where you can lead, like you said, Wemby did? Can you supercharge your team and get them where they need to be? You know what I'm saying? It's that year, dog, where he need to do it. You know what I'm saying? Get it
So
done,
how do you
dog.
think the media is going to respond? Because I don't know if the media even has that. I've never heard. I think we're the only ones who have said this about Ant's greatness, and what I'm saying, us examining how truly great Ant-Man is. Is he on that level?
I think because the whole prospect of him came kind of out of nowhere, even when he was drafted. Nobody really, when you think about that draft, when they drafted him, everybody was kind of like, yeah, he was he was all right in college, you know what I'm saying? Cool. I don't think anybody thought of him that way as, okay, a transformative kind of player for real. So I think the fact that he took him where he took him as far as the conference finals and that whole deal, you know what I'm saying? I think he gets a lot of run off that, you know what I'm saying? And it's about time for me. It's over for that. You know, it was awesome, great. You did that. You know what I'm saying? But what you gonna do now?
It's time to define who you are.
Right. What level are you on? It's that time. What are you here, Or are you up here with the other ones? You know what I'm saying? Or are you kind of in that next group? You know what I'm saying? Of dudes who are really good, but not title good. I can't lead a team to a title good. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna find out, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's time to show it. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, you had to sign off on them bringing Melo in. So you got to like the
What
movie. You can't tell
what
me they didn't talk to you about it. You know what I'm
what
saying?
you think about LeVar Ball saying he need to bring his son, the rest of his boys over to Minnesota for they can win? LaMelo, LiAngelo, and his long lost Mexican son, La Biblioteca.
Man, keep the rest of them boys away from Minnesota. Away from Minnesota. But man, let's move, dog, because this is highly debated between us, dog. So we gonna get into it. Y'all know out there we like lists. You know what I'm saying? We like the list stuff, you know what I'm saying? So today we gonna do the top 3 NBA draft classes all time. Now I don't think, and G, I know we said we was gonna limit it to 3. But the more I thought about it, I see how there could be a little debate about maybe the third one. So I'm just gonna let you give me your top 3
Top 3? I
in
mean,
order. You can go from 3 to 1 or 1 to
so
3, either
go
way.
ahead and set it up, man. Who the top 3? Who the 3
I
we
got
talking about? Go ahead.
1984. We already know 1984. We already know who that is.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Which to me, okay, I'll get to that part in a minute. 1996 and 2003. I think for most people, those are the top 3. But on some publications, I saw some other years. I
What
saw
other draft
85
classes?
on one list.
Okay. Who was in the 85 draft class?
That was Karl Malone, Ewing, Shrimp, Mullen. Somebody else was in there. I'm missing one, but that
Which
was
one which one of them got
Joe
championships?
Dumars.
Which one of them got champion? Well, Joe Dumars, but okay.
So that was Terry poured that. It was more to me when I looked
Nah,
at that. It was
1985
more
ain't
it was more of a
1985
deep.
ain't in there, ball.
It was more of a deep group to me. It was deep, but the top wasn't good enough for me. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
What they had.
84 was deep, 96 was deep, 2003 relatively
Cause this now
not as deep.
this is Bleacher Report. They had that one ahead of 2003.
85.
They had 85 ahead of 2003.
They must have talked. They must have considered how deep each.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
why I said. That's why I brought up that point. It was a deep class. You know what I'm saying? And then they had, I think at 5, they had 87. I think at 5.
But they had 2003 at 4.
2003 was 4. Yeah, that was 4. And they had 87 at 5 with David Robinson, Reggie Miller, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, Kevin Johnson, Mark Jackson, Derek McKee, Muggsy Bogues, Armand Gilliam.
Yeah, I would disagree with the 85 being over the 2003 just from a level of, what I'm saying, how top heavy 2003's class is. You know what I'm saying? With you talk about LeBron, you
So
got
really,
D
it's anchored
Wade
by Bron, Wade, and Melo, basically.
and Bosh. We ain't gonna
And
discount. We ain't gonna we gonna discount Chris Bosh.
I am. The Miami move stymied his greatness to me. You know what I'm saying? It not saying, I'm just saying what I think he would have been had he stayed where he was, I think would have elevated him further for me. I think he could have elevated himself as far as individual. Maybe he wouldn't have won a title, which maybe some can say which one is better. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he made his choice, but I think individually he would have been thought of as a greater player had he stayed where he was.
I can get that.
That's my opinion.
I can get jiggy with that. I can get jiggy with that. Chris Bosh, he left a lot of meat on the bone. So
When
I
you get
can.
past them, ain't nothing else in that class, dog. I mean, I ain't saying that's a lot. When you got Wade and Bron and Melo, so that's a lot. But after
Let's not
that,
act like
it ain't
let's
much
not
there.
let's not act like David West wasn't a baller.
He
Let's not
was
act like
good.
yeah, he was a
Then you
baller.
got Corver, Heinrich, Boris Diaw, Zach Pachulia. So
Yeah,
the depth
it
thing
kind
is
of
not there for that one. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I can see
You
why
know,
it could be four. Let me put it that way. I can see why it could be four.
I'm just saying it's so top heavy that you have to elevate them over 2000 over 85. You have to. It's top heavy. You know what I'm saying? You got the second greatest player to ever play the game.
Yeah,
You got
I got
you
it.
got the
I can't even
third
make an
greatest
argument against it.
guard.
I'm with
You
you.
got one of the best scorers ever. And then you got a player that is going to be in the Hall of Fame at some point, but is a all NBA selection and 2 championships.
Yeah, because the top two in that draft don't have any titles. That's the big thing for me. Malone and
Exactly.
Ewing.
You get it.
That's the
What you
piece for
said?
me.
What did you say? The standard is what?
The standard is the standard. You know
The
what I'm saying?
standard is the
The
standard.
standard is the standard. You know what I'm saying? So the top two in that draft class that you call the best two players don't have a title. That's what knocks them for me for real. You know what I'm saying? I think depth wise they're better, but the top, like you said in 2003, is just too good. You know what I'm saying? So where do you have 2003 as your
Because
number?
you got 60 combined all-star selection 60. Now Bron got 20 of them.
Right, 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 right. That's
but
skewed a bit, sir.
but again, it's top heavy. I mean, I think we got it's the right order. It's 1984. When you got the GOAT in your draft class, and then you back that up with one of the no doubt one of the 10 best centers of all time. To me, he's my favorite center in Akeem Olajuwon. You got Barkley, who's on the power forward Mount Rushmore
Stockton
with
at the
no
point.
championship. You got overrated as John Stockton.
That's an argument for another day.
Again, and they
And
top heavy
I'm not
too.
even saying I disagree with you. You know what I'm saying?
They top heavy too. I mean, Alvin Robinson put in some work, but Kevin Willis,
Yeah, you're right. Otis Thorpe, Sam
Otis Thorpe,
Perkins,
Sam Perkins,
Rome Kersey, Alvin Robinson. He did a little something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Robinson. He was good for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Now, this class could compete, but I think this more of, you know what I'm saying, this more recency bias because we saw all of these guys' career from start
Right,
to finish. We
right.
didn't, we necessarily didn't see every, I remember Kevin Willis. I remember Otis Thorpe, but it was in the, in the 90s. I didn't remember seeing him play in the 80s.
I'm about to say I guess I did but I again I was a Dominique fan, so I did watch
Yeah.
the Hawks a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I was a Neek fan. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
mean, I remember him playing in Atlanta, but as far as assessing how great he was as a
right,
player at the
right,
time,
right,
other than looking at numbers and looking at
right.
highlights, which
I
you're
know he
not
was an
gonna,
important part of that team
yeah,
at that
you're
time.
not gonna
Him and
go on
John
YouTube and
Concack,
just type in,
him and John Concack.
you're not gonna type in YouTube Kevin Willis highlights and find a bunch of highlights with him just being the sole focus of said highlights. So,
Right, right. Yeah, so
uh,
like I said, as far as the Kobe
yeah,
group,
but
man,
84 top heavy too. How
yeah,
hard for
I was
you?
just about to say, but the middle is okay on this one. You know what I'm saying? The middle of this one is okay. It don't drop off like some of the other ones. Like Marbury was talented. He was real. Camby was talented. Stojakovic was really good. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
middle
I
of
think.
this, Sharif Abdul Rahim was good. The middle of this one is a little better. You know what I'm
But
saying?
with Mitch
Jermaine O'Neal
Marbury,
was a baller. You know what I'm saying?
again, okay, let's look at those three players: Jermaine O'Neal, Stephon Marbury, Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Their careers were better in the first 4 or 5 seasons of their tenure in the NBA than the back half of their careers at the end. Stephon, I don't know what happened to that brother. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? This was supposed to have been one of the best point guards to play. He was supposed to be competing for that title, right?
yeah,
From what we saw early in
yeah.
his career, what we saw in Georgia Tech, what we saw his first few seasons with Minnesota with him and KG.
And Jermaine O'Neal looked like he
Sharif,
could have been one of the great power forward centers of all time for a minute,
it seemed
for
like
about
to
a
me,
4 year
Sharif,
stretch. You know what I'm saying?
right. And Sharif Abdur-Rahim, he was maybe one of the first big forwards that could play the small. So he was, he was one of the first ones that I saw that came in as a power forward, but really played like a three. But again, after his first 2-3 seasons, it was downhill.
Yeah. The top of that one is nice too, though.
Antoine
Kobe,
Walker,
great.
same thing.
Yeah,
Pager. I think this is more of the deepest, one of the deepest classes
it
as
is.
far as,
It is
you
just
know,
talent from top to bottom. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I agree. I agree. Because when you got Kobe anchoring with Ray Allen, Steve Nash, Allen Iverson, that's a nice core. You know what I'm saying? So it's a nice group, dog. That's a pretty nice group.
I might have to say 2003. I mean, 96 might be the number one draft class when you look at overall.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna take that back because again, it's the you know what I'm saying. How high did your
Yeah,
highest players go?
right, right. Because when I look at 84, it's three dudes in there that can probably be in your top 15 all time if you really think
Boy,
about it. You know, but yeah, man, it's hard to overcome when you got Olajuwon, Jordan, Charles Barkley, and Stockton. You know what I'm saying? And when you put that in there with all the accolades, the titles, it's just it's hard, dog. It's hard to overcome that. Even though I'm
so
with, it's not the deepest one though. When you got when they like the one I'm looking at, they got Michael Cage on there. When you got to add him on there, your class not deep. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Your class not deep when you got Otis Thorpe and Sam Perkins on there. Your class not very deep. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you. I can see how someone could make the argument for 96. You know what I'm saying? I can see I could make the argument, but I can't get over the Jordan, Olajuwon, Barkley part of it. You know what I'm saying? They're greater than
uh,
Kobe
I'm with you. I'm
and
with you on
Allen
that.
Iverson. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm with you on that. Your highest, if your high, if your top players are that high on the list, you know what I'm saying? That elevates the class. That elevates the class. It brings the rear up. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah. Yeah.
Kobe, you know, and as far as championships, we only got Kobe and Ray Allen from the '96 class.
Right. Right. Yep.
And but yeah,
Oh,
they
Derek
they got
Fisher.
a they do have it's a deep class though. But again, like I said, I'm gonna take off points for the deepness of the class because again, you know, the three that we add to that depth, they had the start of their careers was much better than the last half of their careers, which should have been longer. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They should have had a
Their
longer
prime should have seemed
stretch.
like they should have lasted longer. You know what I'm
Right. It
saying?
seemed like they started, and then once they got to the beginning of their prime, when they were supposed to really elevate to that next echelon, they didn't do it.
They
It
didn't get there.
regressed.
Right.
Yeah. They didn't get that. It was okay, he coming, he coming.
Yeah.
Especially
I agree.
with that Bill Raheem.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that one, bro.
So I'm taking off points for that. So we're going 83.
84.
I'm sorry, 84, 96, 2003.
2003. Yeah, I think we're in agreement on that one, bro. Hey, let us know in the comments though. Do you agree? Do you think the other ones are better? Is there a better draft class than those three in NBA history? Let us know. Trash Talking with the Old Heads, YouTube. You can let us know. That's our three. 84. Run them down again, G. 84,
84, 96,
2003.
2003.
But man, let's get to some troubling news, bro. I didn't even want to cover this. I'm kind of mad this kind of mess even keep coming up. But taking out the trash, bro. We got to take your boy out. I know he a Bama alum just like you, bro. But your boy Terrion Arnold, dog, arrested. I'm sure by now the audience knows the whole story. You know what I'm saying? If you want to run it down, you can right quick.
Now go ahead and run it down. What happened? Tell them what happened, boss.
Basically, staying at a
About the gun line, boss.
rental property, got $200,000 worth of his stuff stolen. Went after some dudes who he thought, well, got some dudes to go after some people he thought took his stuff. Ended up being the wrong people. But anyway, they held him at gunpoint while live streaming it to him while he on his way to
Live streaming
live streaming it to his phone, allegedly.
it.
Let me
Why
go
he
allegedly.
texting them back?
Yeah. But now he's under arrest. Um, didn't get out. I don't think he got no bond. I think I saw. You know what I'm saying? So, bruh, was this just the dumbest, most, I think the word you used was catastrophic decision ever, dog.
Catastrophic.
Allegedly.
Catastrophe. 8 felony counts, 4 counts of kidnapping, 4 counts of armed robbery, with a
Damn.
max penalty of life in prison.
Dang.
Life. We just seen OJ get out of jail. He did damn near all 20 of them years they gave him. They was out to get OJ, but the dudes he robbed actually stole
Right.
or
They
actually
actually
took his
did.
property.
They actually did have his shit.
These people didn't have nothing to do with it, so to speak, allegedly.
Allegedly,
So
right.
so that's not even gonna matter. It's like I don't get the decisions that these dudes are making with the life-changing money that they have on the table. Yeah, Terrion Arnold wasn't the highest paid cornerback in the league, and he maybe not have even gotten that far. But he was certainly one of the up-and-coming cornerbacks in the league that was going to continue to get an NBA salary. I mean, an NFL salary
Right.
over the course of the next 10 seasons, barring any injury.
Right.
You're gonna see Terrion Arnold suited up in the league. And with
Years
that
to come.
prospect, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So with the potential to make over $100 million over the next 5 to 10
In 2
years.
seasons, he's made $9.57 million.
10 million in 2 years. People don't make that in their lifetime.
Right. With a
Now
salary
one of them
this
dudes,
year of 2.098 and a salary next year 2.75 guaranteed.
yeah. So what we witnessed or what we seen happen is the height of stupidity. I know our good friend Derek Kelsey disagrees as far as us having
So disappointed in Rev. I'm
of
so
us being so judgmental of this guy's decision making. And yes, when we're young, we've all made bad decisions. You can even categorize them as awful. But what you
stupid.
can't categorize for me and a lot of the people that I know,
Is life altering.
exactly, catastrophe. It's like having being in an airplane and deciding to just run that bitch in the ground.
Right. Right.
Somebody gonna die. And unfortunately, it's your NFL career, Mr. Arnold. I'm definitely, hoping that you don't get a life sentence. Hopefully, the judge, Florida judge, is a little lenient and gives you a 15-year sentence or something of that
Boy,
nature.
Ron DeSantos already made that call, boy. Example will be set.
Yeah, well, the politician's gonna politician. So I ain't, again, the only thing we can do is hope that the judge or the jury, I think it's the judge that sets the penalties in Florida. I don't know. I don't know if they have juries setting the penalties. But let's get back to Mr. Arnold's horrific decision. Why
Right.
make that choice? You have money. You have access to money. You know who did it, apparently, or so they say. Why not call the law? Let them do their job. Let them get your
It's
money
that
back.
stupidity thing about thinking it's snitching or what. Dog, no, dog. Somebody stole your shit, dog. Call the
You
police,
think
dog.
that's what it was? You think it's the snitching
I
came
think it's
into it?
that stupidity there that, dog, I'm not in that life, dog. You stake my shit, dog. I'm making millions of dollars. One, I'm going to call the insurance company and I'm calling the police because I need a police report so I can file the insurance claim.
Well, Dante,
If you're smart enough to have insurance
exactly.
on your shit.
Well, that's what I was about to say. He wasn't smart enough to not make this decision. I don't think he would have, if he couldn't see the four, if he couldn't, what I'm saying, have see the impact of what was going to happen in the future in this situation. I don't think he was going to have the forethought to say, okay, let me insure my property. Let me insure this high value property that I own.
That I
You know what
carry
I'm saying?
around with me on
Right.
vacation in a damn Airbnb or whatever they were in or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Again, like I said in the chat, listen, man, when you carrying around that much cash and jewelry, it's a big ass flashing neon light sign that says, "Come try me now." That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? You're letting people know that you got it. And the way that this society is set up and has been over since the beginning of time, if you got it and I ain't got it, I'm coming to get it. There's people out there that's like that, and I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you're aware that there's people
And the
that's gonna
reason I
come
know
take
you
your
know
shit.
that, because you got people around you when your shit got taken that you could tell to go handle it. So I'm sure you know. You know what I'm saying? You know, the fact that you have those kind of people still around you who willing to go do that at your say so, you know what I'm saying, allegedly, to go get your shit back. You know what I'm saying? So
It's so disappointing, man. We just, I mean, and it's not like we didn't even have a high public situation that garnered a lot of national attention, especially in our community, just a few months ago with the
right,
whole Pooh Shiesty shit.
right, right.
It don't work out for you, man. It does not work out for you. And the code is the code, you know. Again, and I understand. You know, I was in the barbershop recently, and they were talking about the Pooh Shiesty stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you had one fella that was like, "Man, Coochie shouldn't have done this." He was, and then you had another dude that was from the streets was like, "Man, when do we get a chance to grow the fuck up, man? When do we get a chance to grow up?" He had too much to give to, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell too. Why am I not gonna tell when I got this much riding? I got a
Right,
family, I got kids.
right. That's man, that's the
Excuse me.
great question, dog. Like, when is enough enough as far as street code and all? When do you get to grow out of that? You know what I'm saying? Even if you came up in it, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you came up in it, but when do you get to say, okay, I choose something different? You know what I'm saying? That's just the issue I have with the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? This whole situation, and then like the people around you, there was no one in your group with foresight to say, "Hey, bro, I know they took your shit, and I know it's worth $200,000, but you got way more than that riding on this decision you about to make." You know what I'm saying? You got nobody in your group that was willing to tell you that. You know what I'm saying, and say that to you. I just
Even if you don't have nobody in your group, if you make the decision that we're gonna do this shit, hey man, don't be on the phone texting and live streaming and connected, bro.
allegedly
Live streaming,
live
live
streaming.
streaming it,
And that's my thing about that.
texting.
I understand that this is a different generation, G, and that they grew up with this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of ingrained in them. But some shit's just stupid, dog. That's just stupid. I get it that they stream everything. They always got their phones in their hand. I get it. I find myself with mine in my hand more than it should be, probably. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But I would think if I'm doing that,
If I'm doing
I'd be
something
like,
illegal,
hey, we need to go buy some walkie-talkies or something. You know
right?
what I'm saying?
What the old school flip phones, the burner
Right,
phones.
right. You know what I'm
My
saying?
phone is gonna
Something.
be at my house. I ain't gonna be nowhere near because
Right,
we should have enough information to know that they can ping your location.
right.
You should have enough information that live streaming is in the cloud somewhere and they can go get it.
Somewhere they can go see it.
And if you ain't about taking everybody out so that there's no witnesses, what you doing it for? And I ain't telling nobody how to act, how to be a fucking thief and how to be a maniac and how to be a criminal. I'm just saying, think, folk. Well, you know, and like we said, I'm not promoting violence. I'm not promoting that thug life. I'm a sidewalk nigga, so I'm gonna stay there. I leave the streets for the ones who want to play there. Shout to Jermaine Cole. It's the mentality behind the decisions that these folks are making. If you're going to play in the streets that way, do like the gangsters, the real gangsters do. They don't promote that shit.
Right, right,
Real G's move in silence and violence. That's
right.
what Biggie said.
Yeah,
That's what Biggie said. Real G's move in silence and violence. But the real G's, they don't take stupid chances.
Right.
A real G, like you said, Dante, would have called the authorities. I'm calling the law, and I'm filing my insurance claim to go get the shit back. You took 200K,
Right. You got
and
me.
I'm gonna take
I
that
got
back.
caught slipping. You got me. You know what I'm
You
saying?
got me.
You got
Real
me.
G's ain't even promoting that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna have a chain on, I'm gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Well, I know you're not making enough money to hire security or none of that. Cool. Cool, but I'm not going to be in a position to where I'm taking that amount of jewelry in an
Right.
Airbnb and me not secure it.
Right. Right. And I'm sure, and like I said, they tell them they can always. I've heard them say this so many times that they tell these young guys when you go, even when they going on vacation, they can call NFL security and get help with stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So use your resources, dog. Call them and be like, hey, this is where I'm going. Can I
Use
get
your
some
tools and
security or something?
resources.
You know what I'm saying? Like something, dog. You because they say they got services for them like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't be getting it, dog. I don't understand, dog. I just this mindset, and it's not just the dude, the ones with money. This is even taking it to another level. It's just young black people in general, dog. I'm just gonna put it out there, dog. We
The no snitching community. I mean, I get what you're saying as far as if you are. To me, snitching is a partaking in a criminal activity and
I
telling
was a
on the
part
folks
of it,
that's
right?
with you. Right. That's snitching.
Right.
You being criminalized or victimized in a situation, you know what I'm saying, where someone has gotten killed or something, that's not snitching.
That's not snitching. Cause let me ask you, like my cousin asked me, he was like, okay, so we in the car together, you giving me a ride, you got some shit in your glove compartment, we get pulled over. Police say, whose is that? Let's say your cousin don't say nothing. What you do? What do you do?
I, am not gonna take the rap for it, but I'm not gonna say whose it is either. I'm gonna be quiet. Let's get our
Okay.
lawyer
So
involved.
they take both of y'all out the car, about to arrest both of y'all. What you do?
We're gonna go out. We're gonna call my lawyer.
They charging you. What you do?
You I'll talk to my lawyer.
So you're gonna go through all the process for something that for taking a ride.
If he's not gonna tell on himself, if me and you in the car and it's your pistol, obviously if you don't want to add on up to it, it's either, you know what I'm saying,
But
you
if you were to say,
know,
man, that's Dante pistol, did you snitch?
yeah, you snitched. If he's not owning up to it,
No, dog.
there's something behind
No,
it.
dog. See, I
There's something
disagree.
behind it.
That's not snitching.
There's something behind it. Yes, that's
That's
snitching,
not
dog. That's
snitching,
snitching.
dog.
That's
That's
snitching.
not
That's
snitching.
snitching.
You see me walking down the street. Hey, you need a ride? Okay, yeah. Let me get a ride, G. And he asks you if that's your pistol, and you know it's yours, and you know both of us about to get arrested, and you don't say that's my pistol. What's supposed to happen?
All right,
Well,
so
now I gotta go pay. I gotta go pay for a lawyer for your pistol,
yeah, I mean, you my boy. You know what I'm saying? So
and I
if
probably
you're
would. But this is the questions that we have to ask ourselves: is that snitching?
well, here's the thing, Dante. This is what I'm saying. All right. If you're not owning up to it, that is yours, then there's something behind that either, you know what I'm saying, the pistol ain't legal, or you got some priors or something, you got a warrant for your arrest, something's awry. If you're not, because
Okay,
it's
but how
not
do?
illegal
What
to
if
have
you?
a pistol.
But you
Hold
don't
on,
know.
let me
You
finish.
don't know my legal
Let me
situation.
finish. Let me finish. Exactly. I don't know what you got going on for you not to own up to the pistol
No,
because
I'm saying you. It was your pistol, and still talking about me and you. I was the rider. But as you not taking it because you got something hanging over you, you don't
right.
know my situation.
I don't. You know what I'm saying? So if you choose to, I'm not gonna be mad at you but I am gonna be looking at you sideways. Like if I'm not owning up to the pistol and you're not owning up to the pistol, then the police got to do their work. They got to do their work.
See, but to me, that's
That to
part of
me,
the
you not
problem,
owning
G.
up to it or me not owning up to it says something.
That's
Says
part of the
something.
problem, though, G. That's part of the problem. And that's
That
why
ain't
we
part of
have
the
these
problem. That's a
issues. That's
different
part of the
situation.
problem, dog.
That's a different situation. Because
No,
I
dog.
know that I'm not going, I know that you're not going to, you may have to, you know what I'm saying? And I may have to, you know what I'm saying, break you off some or whatever. But if once they dust print
What if I can't afford a lawyer?
Once they fingerprint the pistol, then they're gonna know whose pistol it is. So it's not gonna be a situation like that. It's not gonna
Come
be a
on,
situation
dog.
like
Come
that.
on. You don't know, dog.
It's not
What
gonna be a situation like that. There's just a code,
young
man. Not
black,
even
we
a code.
black men, well, we ain't so young no more. Bruh, anything can happen once you're in the legal system, dog. You don't know what's gonna happen. That's my whole point. So why is that snitching? And the thing is, we old and we older, and we saying we wouldn't do it. But
This
what
is
does
what.
that say? You know what
All
I'm
right.
saying?
So if I'm the person if it's not my pistol, and I'm the one that's being asked, it's not my pistol. Whose is it? It's not my pistol. I don't know whose is it. It's not my
It
pistol.
ain't my pistol.
It's not mine. I don't know
So
whose it
we know
is.
what's gonna happen. We both gonna get arrested.
We go into jail. Okay, they got me in a room. Whose pistol is it? Fingerprinted.
And so
Fingerprinted.
your solution is hope for the best in the legal system. Two black men, hope for the best.
I know that if it's not my pistol, they can't get me. I can have a public defender to defend that. I can defend my damn self. Did you fingerprint the pistol? Are my prints on that pistol? Hell no.
Man, all I know, someone, let's say mine ain't on there either. Somebody going to jail for possession of a pistol because we were both in the car.
Hey, it wasn't my pistol.
Wasn't mine. My prints ain't on it either.
Are my fingerprints on it?
Mine ain't on it either.
Not my pistol.
Well, we going to
Not
court
my
and somebody
pistol.
going to jail because the jury gonna send somebody to jail.
Yeah, for a
Come
pistol,
on, dog. Come on, dog.
for just a pistol.
No, I'm just saying it's whatever the charge is. Somebody facing that charge is what I'm saying.
Nah,
Come on.
I get what you're saying, but now number one, if it's something that we're not in that environment, you know what I'm saying. But if there was something that was mine, I'm not gonna not say it's I'm not going to pretend it's not mine. I'm like, I'm on it too.
Right.
That's my pistol.
Right. I think we
Whatever
both
come
would
with
do
it.
that. Be like, okay, it's mine. You know what I'm saying? But I think we would both also be like, hey, I got my license right there. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But just saying, I think for these kids, those are the type of decisions that where they make bad choices sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And those kind of decisions, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to do about it, man. It's just, you see it in these stories every day, man, with these kids and these codes that they live by now. And they just too young to be making them kind of decisions, man. I would just say to him, man, get better people around you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get off, which it don't look like he will, you know what I'm saying? Look
He
like he's
ain't
gonna have
getting
to
off.
do
He
some
gonna do some
time.
time. He's
Yeah, he's
gonna
gonna have
do
to
some
do some
time. I just
time.
hope
So
he don't have to do life. You know what I'm saying? I hope
yeah, that's probably the best
he
outcome for him. 10, 20, 10, 15 years is probably the best he's gonna be able to do. You know what I'm saying? At this point, kidnapping and all that stuff, man, it's NFL career over though, dog. I hate to say it, but I think it's over, dog.
Oh,
He,
you think it's
they,
over?
they gotta
That
do
shit's
some
a
hell of
wrap.
they gotta do some hell of a lawyering to get him out of this one.
Man, what you say? He gonna have Johnny Cochran's angel to goddamn get him off of this shit.
Yeah, because I think you're gonna see the story real soon, probably where his contract gonna be voided and the whole deal that's gonna follow, man. I just hate he made that decision, man. It was like you said earlier, unnecessary, dog. It's just one of them catastrophic mistakes that he probably can't come back from, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that for him. For seriously, man. I hate that
Yeah,
for him.
it's a self-inflicted wound. It's a
Yeah,
self-inflicted wound. One that you didn't have to, you have, with Henry Ruggs, he made the decision to get behind the wheel, which we sometimes do, get behind the wheel drunk. Those are awful decisions that sometimes end in catastrophe. But it's an unintentional situation, right? When you do that, you don't intend to get in the car and go kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? And run into somebody and wreck somebody. But when you intentionally hire someone or tell someone to go kidnap, pistol whip, or whatever you did, arm rob somebody, that's an
allegedly.
intentional decision.
Right,
Allegedly.
right.
That's an intentional decision. You
Intentionally, right,
intentionally made that choice to go and do harm to somebody, regardless if you felt vindicated or if it was, justice in your eyes. It's not justice because it's not legal.
right. And
And
it's
if you're
crazy. It
not
was
willing to
over a
go to
period
full
of
Monty, what
time.
you doing it for?
Right. And my thing, it was over. It seemed like a period of time elapsed that you didn't rethink that, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this probably ain't the route I need to be taking. At no time during this whole ordeal did you think, man, this is just stupid. You know what I'm saying? Why am I doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. But like I said, one
I
bad
bet you,
decision, man.
I bet you he thinking that now.
Yeah, you
Why
know
the
he
hell
is.
did I do this
When he
shit?
said, when that judge said no bond, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he thinking it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like like a quote I heard: "Talent opens the door, but character determines how long you stay in the room." You know what I'm saying? And that was just a bad character move right there, dog. It was, it showed a lack of self-awareness, a lack of just everything, morality, a lack of a lot of stuff. And by him and everybody around him, dog, that his whole team failed. He failed himself, like you said initially. The whole team failed him at that point. Everybody you had around you failed you then, dog. That was
You ain't learned from the Pooh Shiesty shit.
right.
And I know it wasn't a lot to learn because again, that was just so stupid that
Right.
who would think that you would make that anybody would make that type of choice in that position? Like if you ain't got it, you know what I'm saying, and you living like that, I can see you making the decision that way that happens. You know what I'm saying? You trying to go, go rob a dope boy or something like that. All right, you know what I'm saying? I'm not okay with it, but I understand. You know what I mean? I understand you in that element. But you've made it out of that. If you were from that environment, you should have put some distance between yourself and the people that make those choices or have to live that way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I know that's harder to do than to not do something this fucking stupid and callous. But for not even people that make these type of decisions, but the choice to distance yourself from people that mean you no good, that don't have your best interest at heart, surrounding yourself with people that won't protect you from doing dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You got to have, there has to be an OG in the group that says,
Yes.
no, dog, you know what I'm saying? I'll do it for you, but you need to get away from this. You need to, you know what I'm saying, go here. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it for you, but don't call me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Distance yourself. If they that grimy. But you also need somebody to say, this ain't the way to do it, young buck. This ain't the way to
You
do
need somebody to be like, you got caught slipping, dog. Hey, let's go
it.
do
Let
that.
it go. LIG.
Let's go get something to eat. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You got
LIG,
caught
take it
slipping. You
in.
know what I'm saying?
You
And just
took it
let it
in.
go, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's different if you see the nigga in the club or something, he got this
Right.
shit on. Okay, that's something. Okay, maybe we got to tussle at that point. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But to go looking for him and hold him hostage and allegedly stream it live, and that's just stupid. At 23 years old, dog. 23 years old. And it's over.
Still got milk behind the ears, wet behind the ears, young whipper.
Seriously, dog, man. Hey, that's another episode of Trash Talking with the Old Heads. Hey, if you agree with
Yes,
us,
sir. Yes,
hey,
sir.
tell us why. If you think we crazy, hell, tell us that too. You know what I'm saying? But like, subscribe, share the show, and remember, we're gonna keep on talking trash no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like it or you don't. That's what we do.
You
G,
better know it.
been real, my boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always, always. Good to get
Hey,
on the pod and talk some shit. And
oh,
like
no doubt.
like like Jermaine Cole said, if you're a sidewalk nigga, stay on the sidewalk. If you was in the streets and you got on the sidewalk, stay in the sidewalk. Stay on the sidewalk,
Hey,
boss.
shout out to my boy JW. Forgot to do that earlier. Be glad when you get back. Hey, for these two sidewalk niggas, we out here.
Peace.